A Course in Miracles, Review 5. Introduction. We now review again. This time we are ready to give more effort and more time to what we undertake. We recognize we are preparing for another phase of understanding. We would take this step completely, that we may go on again more certain, more sincere, with faith upheld more surely. Our footsteps have not been unwavering, and doubts have made us walk uncertainly and slowly on the road this course sets forth. But now we hasten on, for we approach a greater certainty, a firmer purpose and a surer goal. We now review again, like a musician returning to a melody they've always known. But this time they actually feel it. We're not starting over. We're digging deeper. This time we are ready to give more effort and more time to what we undertake. It looks like setting the alarm 10 minutes earlier to sit in silence. It looks like closing your eyes before that difficult meeting, just to remember peace. It looks like pausing the scroll and picking up the course instead. Time and effort don't mean working harder. They mean choosing different. We recognize we are preparing for another phase of understanding. That might mean the drama doesn't pull you in like it used to, or that you start questioning your reactions instead of justifying them. Maybe it means guilt doesn't feel so normal anymore. The phase is internal, less about knowledge, more about willingness. We would take this step completely. No more halfway healing, no more spiritual multitasking. We're ready to actually forgive this time, not just say we forgive while keeping receipts. That we may go on again, more certain, more sincere, with faith upheld more surely. More certain means you stop looking for signs. More sincere means you stop pretending you don't care. Faith upheld means even when you feel shaky, you don't walk away. Our footsteps have not been unwavering. We've tiptoed. We've backtracked. We've doubted the path and blamed the course when it didn't work fast enough. And doubts have made us walk uncertainly and slowly. That looks like reading a lesson in the morning and forgetting it by lunch, asking for guidance, then overriding it 10 seconds later, wanting miracles, but wanting control more. But now we hasten on, not because we're rushing, because we're tired of pausing, tired of bargaining with fear, tired of spiritual games. For we approach a greater certainty, a firmer purpose, and a sure goal. It starts to become real that peace isn't a reward, it's your inheritance, and the only thing in the way was your refusal to receive it. Steady our feet, our Father. Let our doubts be quiet and our holy minds be still and speak to us. We have no words to give to you. We would but listen to your word and make it ours. Lead our practicing as does a father lead a little child along a way he does not understand. Yet does he follow, sure that he is safe because his father leads the way for him. Steady our feet, our Father. Like when you're helping someone step off a moving escalator for the first time, you just hold their elbow so they don't panic. That's what we're asking. Help us walk without fear of falling. Let our doubts be quiet. Like when the hum of a refrigerator cuts off and you didn't even realize how loud it was till it stopped. That's how doubt runs, always humming. And stillness is what silence feels like when trust finally walks in. And our holy minds be still. Still like the living room after the guests leave. Still like a sunrise before the coffee pot turns on. Still like sitting in your car after a hard conversation, hands on the wheel just breathing. And speak to us, not with thunder, not with signs, just presence, the way a mother's glance says everything without needing a word. We have no words to give you, and maybe that's the first honest thing we've ever prayed. We always thought prayer meant talking. Turns out it starts with listening. We would but listen to your word and make it ours. Like when you hear a lyric and realize that line was written for you. We don't want to memorize truth, we want to recognize it. Lead our practicing, because without guidance, we'll turn spiritual practice into performance. We'll try to impress the teacher instead of trusting the lesson. As does a father lead a child, the child isn't concerned with the map, they just stay close. It's that simple. Along a way he does not understand, which could mean a divorce, or the fourth night in a hospital, or trying to forgive someone who won't admit they hurt you. You don't understand it, but you keep walking hand in hand. Yet does he follow, sure that he is safe, not because the road is smooth, but because love has walked it already. Because his Father leads the way for him, and nothing could be more natural than letting peace go first. So do we bring our practicing to you, and if we stumble, you will raise us up. If we forget the way, we count upon your sure remembering. We wander off, but you will not forget to call us back. Quicken our footsteps now, that we may walk more certainly and quickly unto you. And we accept the word you offer us to unify our practicing as we review the thoughts that you have given us. So do we bring our practicing to you, not polished, not perfect, just as it is, foggy, distracted, sometimes desperate. Like when you sit down to pray but can't stop thinking about your to-do list. That counts. That's practicing. And if we stumble, you will raise us up. It's when you forget the lesson completely, snap at someone, and then feel that quiet nudge that says, you can start again. That's the raising. No shame, just mercy on call. If we forget the way, we count upon your sure remembering. You might think you've lost the thread, but the thread never lost you. It's when you open the book after 3 weeks away and the words feel like they waited just for you. We wander off, not always in rebellion. Sometimes just by habit, scrolling through feeds instead of feeding the soul, grabbing comfort instead of connection. But you will not forget to call us back. The you is the voice within, the one that says gently, come home. Quicken our footsteps now. That doesn't mean rush. It means walk with purpose. It means when the ego says, you're not ready, you move anyway. It's the grace that makes you pick up the phone and apologize before your pride talks you out of it. That we may walk more certainly and quickly unto you. There's a pace to peace. And when you're really willing, everything aligns around it. It's not about speed, it's about clarity. And we accept the word you offer us. That word is not made of letters, it's the feeling when you realize, I'm still loved, even now, especially now. To unify our practicing, meaning no more dividing the sacred from the ordinary. Brushing your teeth becomes prayer. Driving to work becomes listening. This isn't about ritual, it's about rhythm. As we review the thoughts you have given us, these thoughts are not opinions, they're reminders of what we are. And we're not reviewing them to memorize, we're reviewing them to remember. This is the thought which should precede the thoughts that we review. Each one but clarifies some aspect of this thought, or helps it be more meaningful, more personal and true, and more descriptive of the holy self we share and now prepare to know again. God is but love, and therefore so am I. This self alone knows love. This self alone is perfectly consistent in its thoughts, knows its creator, understands itself, is perfect in its knowledge and its love, and never changes from its constant state of union with its Father and itself. This is the thought which should precede the thoughts that we review. Like a chorus that starts every verse, like opening your eyes each morning and remembering where you are. This is the line that brings you back. It sets the tone, it sets the table. Each one but clarifies some aspect of this thought. The lessons aren't separate. They're windows into one single room. Some are stained glass, some are foggy, but they all open to the same light. God is love, and so are you. Or helps it be more meaningful. You ever hear a song that hits different after a breakup? The words didn't change, but you did. That's how these thoughts land deeper the more you live them. More personal and true, When it stops being about theology and starts being about the fight you had with your sister, the job you lost, the forgiveness you offered. That's when the words stop floating and start breathing. More descriptive of the holy self we share. The one self, not your persona, not your trauma, not your history. The self that was never broken, the self that needs no defense. And now, prepare to know again. This isn't about becoming, it's about remembering, like a song you forgot you knew, but your soul still hums along. God is but love, and therefore so am I, not also, not sometimes. So am I, exactly, entirely, no leftovers. See, if God is only love, then God is not fear, not punishment, not performance. And if we were made by Him, then anything unloving must be something we made up. God cannot create unlike Himself, which means you can't be the exception. You can't be the one broken branch on a perfect tree. Your pain is real to you, but it's not true about you. This self alone knows love, the capital S self, not the one that flinches, not the one that plots revenge in traffic, the self that never left the garden. This self alone is perfectly consistent in its thoughts, which means no contradictions, no loving on Sunday and judging on Monday, no split allegiance, just peace, because peace never has to argue. Knows its creator, knows, not believes in, knows, like a child knows their own mother's voice in a crowd. Understands itself, which is why it doesn't need to defend anything, no image to protect, no mask to wear, just truth, quiet and whole. Is perfect in its knowledge and in its love, not perfect by the world's standards, perfect like water is wet, perfect like light is bright, because it is what it is, and never changes from its constant state of union with its Father and itself. That's the one thing the ego can't touch, your connection. You might forget it, but it doesn't forget you. And it is this that waits to meet us at the journey's ending. Every step we take brings us a little nearer. This review will shorten time immeasurably if we keep in mind that this remains our goal, and as we practice, it is this to which we are approaching. Let us raise our hearts from dust to life as we remember this is promised us, and that this course was sent to open up the path of light to us and teach us step by step how to return to the eternal self we thought we lost. And it is this that waits to meet us at the journey's ending. This, the self that doesn't flinch, the love that doesn't disappear, the peace that doesn't need proof, not in the clouds, not after death. It waits inside what's already true. Each step we take brings us a little nearer. It looks like pausing before you react. It looks like reading the same lesson 5 days in a row because you want to believe it. It looks like forgiving someone who still owes you an apology and meaning it. That's a step. That's a miracle. The review will shorten time immeasurably. How? Because every time you stop chasing love and start accepting it, you skip 1,000 empty detours. Every time you choose peace over proving a point, you save a year of suffering. It shortens time because it cuts through illusions. If we keep in mind that this remains our goal, this, not the job, not the revenge, not the spiritual flex, just the return to what we are. When that's your goal, you stop getting pulled into side quests. And as we practice, it is this to which we are approaching. What does that look like? It looks like journaling through your tears, or catching your ego mid-judgment and choosing not to finish the sentence. Practice doesn't always feel holy. Sometimes it feels like silence or surrender or just showing up again. Let us raise our hearts from dust to life. You know that feeling when you've been numb for months and suddenly a song or a sunset cracks something open in you. That's the heart rising. It's when you let yourself feel again, even if it's grief, because grief is more alive than denial. As we remember, this is promised to us, not earned, not bargained for, promised, like a parent waiting with the porch light on. This path doesn't lead to love. it comes from it. And that this course was sent to open up the path of light to us. It's not here to make you behave. It's not here to give you a label. It's here to part the fog, so you don't walk in circles anymore. It opens the path when you stop trying to fix the dream and start waking from it. And teach us, step by step, how to return to the eternal self we thought we lost. It's the gentle hand that says, "Here, start with this one thought today. You are not guilty. You are not abandoned. You are not alone." Each step reminds you, you're not becoming the self. You're remembering the only self that ever existed. I take the journey with you. For I share your doubts and fears a little while, that you may come to me who recognize the road by which all fears and doubts are overcome. We walk together. I must understand uncertainty and pain, although I know they have no meaning. Yet a savior must remain with those he teaches, seeing what they see, but still retaining in his mind the way that led him out, and now will lead you out with him. God's Son is crucified until you walk along the road with me. Paragraph 6 isn't just comfort, it's commitment. It's the voice saying, "I didn't wait for you on the mountaintop. I came back into the valley. I walk the road with you, not because I believe in your illusions, but because love never leaves its own. I take the journey with you, not ahead of you, not above you, with you, because healing doesn't happen from a pedestal, it happens shoulder to shoulder. For I share your doubts and fears a little while, not because they're true, but because you believe they are. And love will never say, 'Call me when you're over it.' Love pulls up a chair, that you may come to me who recognize the road by which all fears and doubts are overcome." This is the voice of someone who's been through it, who knows the terrain. He doesn't skip over your pain, he walks through it with you because he knows the way out. We walk together. You ever have someone walk you home after dark? Even if you weren't afraid, you relaxed more because someone else was there. That's what this is, not because the path is dangerous, but because you believe it is. I must understand uncertainty and pain, although I know they have no meaning. This right here is everything. A therapist who's never cried can't sit with grief. A teacher who never doubted can't reach the doubter. So the Christ meets us inside the belief, not to agree with it, but to show us it doesn't define us. That's what love does. It walks into your dream, but never falls asleep in it. Yet a savior must remain with those he teaches, seeing what they see. So if you think the world is falling apart, he sees the headlines too. If you believe you're unworthy, he hears that voice in your head. But he doesn't believe the voice, he believes in you. Appearing in a body they believe they are, appearing in a world they believe they're in. It's the bridge. The Holy Spirit speaks from your right mind, but in the language your wrong mind can hear. Not because confusion is real, but because you think it is. Still retaining in his mind the way that led him out. He never forgets what's true. Even while he's wiping your tears, he's holding the light. He's your reminder that there is a way out, and it's not through fixing the dream, but through waking from it. And now we'll lead you out with him. That's the real companionship. Not someone who rescues you, but someone who shows you that you were never trapped. God's Son is crucified until you walk along the road with me. That means the illusion of suffering continues as long as we stay convinced it's real. But once we walk the road together, suffering has no purpose left, and resurrection becomes the only story that matters. So yes, like a therapist who doesn't pretend to be superior, but also doesn't buy into the client's nightmare. He joins without losing clarity, and he uplifts without needing superiority. Love meets you where you think you are, in the hospital room, at the divorce hearing, in the shame spiral. It meets you there, not to agree with your condition, but to walk you gently back to wholeness. My resurrection comes again each time I lead a brother safely to the place at which the journey ends and is forgot. I am renewed each time a brother learns there is a way from misery and pain. I am reborn each time a brother's mind turns to the light in him and looks for me. I have forgotten no one. Help me now to lead you back to where the journey was begun, to make another choice with me. My resurrection comes again each time I lead my brother safely to the place at which the journey ends and is forgot. Resurrection isn't an event, it's a moment. It's when you help someone off the ledge. It's when you hold space for someone's tears without trying to fix them. It's when you say, "I've been there," and they believe you. It's the friend who says, "You're not crazy," when you finally confess how much you've been hurting. It's the nurse who stays late just to sit with someone whose family stopped visiting. Every time someone's burden lifts, that's resurrection. I am renewed each time a brother learns there is a way from misery and pain. It's the moment a man in prison discovers he can forgive himself. It's the mother who finally releases guilt about what she couldn't protect her child from. It's the girl who realizes she doesn't have to hate her body to be loved. That's the way out. That's renewal. I am reborn each time a brother's mind turns to the light in him and looks for me. Like when someone reads a line from the course and for the first time, they feel it. Or when a person on the edge of relapse chooses stillness instead. Or when an old man in hospice smiles for no reason at all, because something in him knows, I'm not this body, I'm still here. I have forgotten no one. Not the addict who stole to survive. Not the man who walked out on his family. Not the girl who still cries in secret at 35. No one is left out. No one is too far gone, and no one is remembered as the role they played. Help me now to lead you back to where the journey was begun. Where was that? The moment you thought you left love. The moment you believed the separation was real. It didn't happen, but your belief in it made a whole world seem to appear. To make another choice with me, that's it. That's the whole course. We're not being punished. We're being invited. Every second is another chance to choose peace instead of attack, to choose love instead of a grudge, to choose healing instead of delay. You don't need to carry the cross. Just make the choice, right here, with me. Release me as you practice once again the thoughts I brought to you from Him who sees your bitter need and knows the answer God has given Him. Together we review these thoughts. Together we devote our time and effort to them. And together we will teach them to our brothers. God would not have heaven incomplete. It waits for you, as I do. I am incomplete without your part in me. And as I am made whole, we go together to our ancient home, prepared for us before time was and kept unchanged by time, immaculate and safe, as it will be at last when time is done. Release me as you practice once again the thoughts I brought to you. These thoughts aren't just lessons, they're lifelines. Every time you pause to remember them, a little more light comes through the fog. I walk with you through the storm until you remember the sky was never broken. When your mind returns to peace, we both rise. They come from the one who sees your need clearly, not through judgment, but with compassion deeper than the world can offer. He holds the answer, and never once has he stopped extending it. Together we review these thoughts. You read them, but I'm reading them with you. This is a shared remembering, not a solo journey. Together we devote our time and effort. That looks like showing up, even when your mind is scattered, even when your heart isn't sure. Time and effort don't mean force, they mean faithfulness. And together we will teach them to our brothers, not through words, through presence. Every quiet act of forgiveness teaches louder than a sermon. Every time you choose gentleness over control, someone learns there's another way. God would not have heaven incomplete. You matter. not as an exception, but as part of the whole. Wholeness cannot forget any piece of itself. It waits for you, just like I do. Not impatient, but unwavering. Nothing moves forward without your yes. I am incomplete without your part in me. Your part is the opening you make in your mind. It's your consent to let healing in. It's the space you offer for the miracle to land. And as I am made whole, we go together to our ancient home. Not a place, but a state of knowing. The home that was never built because it always existed. Prepared for us before time was, before dreams, before exile, before names. There was this one light, shared, full, eternal, and kept unchanged by time. Nothing has touched it. No failure has stained it. No grief has altered its purity. Immaculate and safe, like the first breath you ever took, like the innocence you thought you lost. It's still there, still waiting, still yours. Immaculate as it will be at last when time is done. Time has limits. It will wear itself out chasing what isn't real. But what's real doesn't run. It simply waits, quiet and sure, until you stop running. Let this review be then your gift to me. For this alone I need, that you will hear the words I speak and give them to the world. You are my voice, my eyes, my feet, my hands, through which I save the world. The self from which I call to you is but your own. To him we go together. Take your brother's hand, for this is not a way we walk alone. In him I walk with you, and you with me. Our Father wills his Son be one with him. What lives but must not then be one with you? Let this review be then your gift to me. This isn't a command, it's a request from love itself, to give your attention, your devotion, not as a sacrifice, but as an offering of remembrance. Who is this review a gift to? To the voice that walks with you, to the presence that never left. This is the Christ speaking, not as a person, but as the self we all share. For this alone I need, that you will hear the words I speak and give them to the world. He doesn't need you to be perfect. He needs you to be willing, to hear the truth, and let it shine through your actions, your pauses, your forgiveness. You are my voice. You are my eyes. You are my feet. You are my hands through which I save the world. This doesn't mean you are a body. It means the Holy Spirit uses what you believe you are to reach the sleeping parts of the sonship. So if you believe you're a teacher, he'll use your classroom. If you believe you're a barista, he'll use your smile at the register. If you believe you're a mother, he'll use the way you hug your child. The Course meets you where you think you are, but it doesn't leave you there. It speaks to your body, only to guide you out of identification with it. The self from which I call to you is but your own. This is your real self, the Christ in you, the you that never fractured. It calls to itself like a dreamer calling out to wake himself. To him we go together. You're not being dragged. You're being walked back to the one self we all share. Take your brother's hand. That means forgive him. Include him. Stop deciding who's worthy and who's not. Walk with those who trigger you. Sit beside those you used to avoid. Speak peace where you used to hold grudges. For this is not a way we walk alone. Salvation is a group project. You don't get to wake up alone, because no one's left behind. In him, I walk with you and you with me. When you look at your brother with love, you're looking at me. And when you walk with him in purpose, you're walking with me. Our Father wills his Son be one with him. This isn't just hope, it's the blueprint. God's will isn't a request, it's an eternal fact. Separation has no chance, it's just a delay. So if you resist unity, you're resisting the very nature of reality. You're turning away from peace as if it were a stranger. What lives must not then be one with you. This is the final mirror. If God is life, and you are made of that life, then everything truly alive is already one with you. Which means Your enemies are illusions. Your divisions are mistakes, and your brothers are part of your salvation. This is the invitation to see the world not as separate, but as a field of reminders that no part of God is missing. Let this review become a time in which we share a new experience for you, yet one as old as time and older still. Hallowed your name. Your glory undefiled forever, and your wholeness now complete as God established it. You are His Son, completing His extension in your own. We practice but an ancient truth we knew before illusion seemed to claim the world. And we remind the world that it is free of all illusions every time we say, God is but love, and therefore so am I. Paragraph 10 walks us into holy remembrance. It's not asking us to figure it out, it's asking us to feel it again. The ancient truth isn't new. It's just been buried under bills, betrayal, breakups, and borrowed identities. This is the veil of illusion. Call it Maya, call it ego, call it the dream. But whatever we call it, it didn't change the truth. And now we practice not to learn something new, but to uncover what never stopped being true. Let this review become a time in which we share a new experience for you, yet one as old as time and older still. It'll feel new because you forgot. But the moment it hits, it's like remembering a song you loved as a child. Your lips still know the words. Your body still hums the tune. This isn't just a review, it's a reunion. The experience is new to the you who thought you were broken, but it's ancient to the you that never left God. Hallowed your name, not the name on your ID, not the label the world gave you. Your name, your true identity, was made holy by creation itself. Like when someone calls you by your real name after you've been lost in roles. That's what this line does. It calls you back to the sacredness you didn't create but can't undo. Your glory undefiled forever, meaning your light was never dimmed, even if you forgot how to shine it. No trauma has touched it. No mistake has stained it. And your wholeness now complete as God established it. You don't have to finish anything. You just have to stop editing what's already whole. You are His Son, completing His extension in your own. You are the continuation of love, not the interruption. Each time you forgive, you extend what He began. Each time you choose peace, you become the evidence that God is still here. We practice, but in ancient truth we knew before the world taught you to compete, before shame put a mask on your face, before love had conditions. That truth never left, you just changed the channel. We knew it before the illusion seemed to claim the world. Yes, Maya. Yes, the veil. Yes, the lie that says separation is real and healing is impossible. That illusion put a filter on your sight, but it couldn't erase what's behind it. And we remind the world it is free of all illusions every time we say God is but love, and therefore so am I. That sentence is the key, the whole course in one line. Say it at the gas station, say it in an argument, say it in grief, say it until your mind stops reaching for pain. It's not a mantra, it's a mirror. It doesn't make it true, it just reminds you that it always was. With this we start each day of our review. With this we start and end each period of practice time. And with this thought we sleep, to waken once again with these same words upon our lips, to greet another day. No thought that we review, but we surround with it, and use the thoughts to hold it up before our minds, and keep it clear in our remembrance throughout the day. And thus, when we have finished this review, we will have recognized the words we speak are true. This is paragraph 11, the part where the anchor drops, not into the sea but into your schedule, your morning, your car ride, your phone checking, dishwashing, heartbreak healing life. This is where the thought becomes rhythm, not just belief but breath. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And now, paragraph by paragraph, practice becomes pattern. Pattern becomes presence, and presence becomes proof. With this, we start each day of our review. Start the day with the truth. Before you check your texts. Before the world tells you what to worry about. Before your ego reminds you of yesterday's regret. You pause and say, God is but love, and therefore so am I. With this, we start and end each period of practice time. Each time you practice, this is the doorway you walk through. It's like turning on the light before you clean the room. It sets the tone. It reminds your mind, this isn't about fixing yourself, it's about remembering what's already true. And with this thought we sleep, to awaken once again with these same words upon our lips to greet another day. You say it before sleep, like tucking your mind in with peace. You wake with it, like spiritual coffee. This thought is the thread you carry through your dreams and into your next sunrise. No thought that we review, but we surround with it. Think of it like background music. Every lesson is played over the same beat. God is but love, and therefore so am I. You don't lose the message just because the form changes. And use the thoughts to hold it up upon our minds and keep it clear in our remembrance throughout the day. You ever carry a photo in your wallet? This thought is like that. Each lesson you review is like glancing at the photo, just long enough to remember who you are. You hold this thought up not by straining but by returning. When fear whispers, you speak this instead. When judgment rises, you say it again. When you forget, you forgive yourself, then say it again. And thus, when we have finished this review, we will have recognized the words we speak are true. This isn't blind faith, it's lived experience. By the end of the review, you won't say the words to believe them. You'll say them because you know them. Because something inside you will have shifted, not loudly, but forever. Yet are the words but aids, and to be used except at the beginning and the end of practice periods, but to recall the mind, as needed, to its purpose. We place faith in the experience that comes from practice, not the means we use. We wait for the experience and recognize that it is only here conviction lies. We use the words and try again to go beyond them to their meaning, which is far beyond their sound. The sound grows dim and disappears as we approach the source of meaning. It is here that we find rest. Paragraph 12 is the exhale, the long breath after the climb, the closing of the circle. This is where the Course tells you even the words I've given you are just scaffolding. You will not live in the scaffolding. You will rise through it and then let it fall away. And this is where we stop trying to understand with the head, because what we're reaching for is not intellectual. It's intimate. It's silent. It's home. Yet are these words but aids? They're training wheels, support beams, flashlights in the tunnel. We use them not because they are truth, but because they point to it. We use them at the beginning and end of practice periods. They help open the door and close the session, like lighting a candle before prayer or wiping the table before a meal. It's not about the ritual, it's about the readiness. But they are also used to recall the mind as needed to its purpose. You ever feel yourself drifting in thought, worry, regret, stress, and say, God is but love and therefore so am I? It snaps you back, not like a punishment, like a compass. That's the aid. We place faith in the experience that comes from practice, not the means we use. The words help us walk, but they are not the road. They don't cause the experience, they invite it. Like breathing in meditation. You don't trust the inhale, you trust the stillness it leads you to. We wait for the experience. That's the miracle moment. The peace that shows up unannounced. The lightness in your chest after a hard cry. The silence that fills the room after forgiveness lands. You can't force it, but it comes. And once it does, You don't need convincing. It is only here conviction lies. Conviction doesn't come from argument, it comes from knowing, from the goosebumps of stillness, from the whisper you didn't make up that says, you are loved. Still. Always. We use the words, and then we try and try again to go beyond their meaning, because the words can only reach the ears. The truth wants your soul. Words are symbols of symbols, twice removed from reality, like a street sign pointing to your grandmother's house. The sign matters, but it's not the house. Reality is beyond sound, beyond language, beyond theology. It's the experience of stillness so deep you no longer need explanation. The sound grows dim. That means you stop needing the words. Like when you're holding someone you love, you don't need to say anything. Presence replaces language. It fades and it disappears as we approach the source of meaning. The source isn't the voice in your head, it's the presence beneath it. The wordless knowing that you are already held, already home, already whole. It is here that we find rest, not escape, not avoidance, real rest, the kind that doesn't wear off. Rest doesn't mean sleep. It means no more pretending, no more defending, no more trying to be what you never were. Rest means you've stopped running, and you've returned to the only place you ever truly were, in God, in love, in truth. You didn't lose it, you just stopped looking. And now you've remembered the way back was always lit from within.